Give a intro.
Boom. Are we running? We good right now? How look? Am I good over there, D?
You're good. Talking to the mic, mofo.
Yeah. Turn my mic up, son. Turn that shit up. Hey, we back at you guys again. Me and my boy D, the DNA Show. Our legacy, our beliefs, our show. Got my boy Roy Valdez in the house. He's a football guru. And we're going to just start some football. We got the season coming up. And Roy knows a lot about football, man. So we brought him on to give you guys some knowledge. You know?
Except he is a Cowboys fan, so.
Yeah. Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And so, hey, we got some wine over there. We gotta school us on the wine real quick?
Yeah, look, I brought the rosé because remember, guys, Derek likes the girly drinks. So I'm drinking Bud Light. I don't know if that, should be on, I might get
we're not getting paid for that yet, man.
I'm drinking Coors tonight! Alright, so anyways, I got, it's called Cupcake. It's a crisp watermelon and it has strawberry flavor to it and it goes down pretty smooth.
That's what's up, man. That I know I'm gonna like that. Hey, bro, before we get going though, Ant, hey, I just gotta say real quick, guys. So last episode, after we had a friend on, Bubba, he promised we'd get to 200 subscribers on our YouTube channel, and we got to 200 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So thank you, Bubba. Appreciate all you guys. So what we're doing right now is we're giving away 10 of our DNA shirts, which Ant has on tonight. We're giving away 10. So what you have to do, though, is you have to comment on our next YouTube episode, comment on it, and in your comments, just please put the size of your shirt, and we're going to mail out, we'll get a hold of you, but we're going to mail out those shirts to you guys. So thank you guys for helping us get to 200.
Shout out Bubba, shout out cousin.
Yeah,
representing the tribe,
Bubba,
man.
that's your cousin, bro?
Yep,
Man,
much love,
Bubba, bro.
Yep, proud of him. So it's a great show.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you, Bubba, man. Thanks for hooking us up. We're going to have him back. We had a lot of fun with him, man. So.
Yeah, we did, man. I was toasted, bro. I was feeling good, man.
That was a good episode, man.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to say it's 42 day in baseball, so we got moved today from April 15th. So they're celebrating that Jackie Robinson Day. So shout out 42, shout out MLB.
Yes, sir.
They're showing love.
Yes, sir. And we're going to get into some, hey, man, one thing about us, right, this is supposed to be a dad podcast, right, talking about all things dad, and one of the things that we're passionate about is football. And it's kind of nice that we kind of break from the shit we've been talking about lately because our world's been so messed up, and we had some messed up stuff happen this last week again. Yeah. I'm sure everybody's very much aware of what happened. And we're just going to not talk about that tonight. I'm sure Ant and I are going to get on that next week. We're going to try to keep it light tonight. And we're just going to hope and pray that...
man, they did that brother wrong, man. But we'll talk about that.
They did, man. And that's a whole episode itself, man.
Yeah.
So we'll get on that next episode, man.
Yeah, I'm going to crack this open, all right?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Get going, man. So, Roy, Cowboys fan, man. How did you become a Cowboys fan? We have a ton of Cowboys
So
fans.
how did I come on? So believe it or not, I started with
Rookie, dude.
Man, you supposed to handle last time, man.
Jeez.
It's all good. It's all
Anyways,
good.
messing up my notes, man.
So how I got into it was basically the Miami Hurricanes. So
Okay.
when I was younger, watching sports. My dad tried for the Seahawks. All right, rest in peace.
Right.
Just didn't stick.
Yeah.
So you can blame Dave Craig for that one.
Just a lot of rough years, dude.
Respect to Steve Largent, one of the best receivers. He probably doesn't get
Yeah.
his due, but I love watching him. But man, Dave Craig just messed it up for me. So
Yeah, I hear you. He fumbled a lot, man.
that was it, man. And I just said I can't. So Hurricanes, being young, they had a lot of energy or
Yeah, they
I guess
were
today's term swag.
Bro, they
back
had
then.
it all, dude. And then they
So-
fell off, man. Like, they were literally the epitome of, like,
Yeah.
they were the heights of everything.
Yeah, so Michael Irvin, Jimmy Johnson, it just kind of went from there.
Followed them to the Cowboys.
That's kind of how it went, and kind of stuck with them. So
Nice out here, bro. Yeah, I'm Seahawk through and through, man. Steve Largent actually is my favorite
Yeah,
Seahawk, man. I grew up being a Largent fan.
yeah,
man.
that guy right there. Just ultimate hard worker. You know, like I said, I have the utmost respect for him. So,
Yep.
but Dave Craig kind of, like I said, he did it for me. That was it, man.
We've had a lot of years of shitty quarterbacks, man.
Yeah. Rick Meyer, remember the Rick Meyer speeches and how he was going to save it.
He was supposed to, man.
He had a good first season.
What about
that was it.
What about McGuire? McGuire, right? He's supposed to be another one.
Yeah, he was supposed to be another
Mark
one.
McGuire's brother, right?
Yeah.
Was it Dan McGuire?
Dan McGuire.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have all the football cards, me and my bros.
Yep.
Shout out Beats with a Passion. But yeah, we used to collect cards, and I remember those guys coming along, and it was supposed to be the saviors, and it didn't work out. Didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Nope.
Dude, man, I've been through some hard times. Me and Derek, we experienced some hard times and some ups and downs, and we finally got our Super Bowl.
Yep.
Man, it was awesome for us.
Yeah, and I'm happy for you guys. Like I said, my pops, he was a diehard Seahawks fan, so he got to see all those struggles.
Yep.
So when they won, I was very happy for guys that have been down
From
that
day
whole
one.
time, and they were real genuine. Like I said, it was genuine love that they've got one. So
You know, the crazy
That's
part is
cool,
when we
man.
was going through our run, that Seahawk run, you seen how many people hopped on the wagon?
Oh,
It was
dude.
like-
Dude.
Yeah, it was crazy times, and people and then Seattle had a couple of down years after the Super Bowl and whatnot, and I was like, bro, you guys got to understand, man.
Right.
If you're a football fan, this is rare. What
Right.
Seattle's doing right now, this is rare. I mean, this is a badass team, man. So you guys better just chill, man, because we could be like Miami Dolphins or the Browns, you know.
yeah, and shout out Russell Wilson, because his rookie year I got to see him play against Dallas and Seattle.
That's a good
And I came back, and I told a lot of Seahawks fans that you guys got a gamer, man. This guy is going to be a star. There were still people calling for Matt Flynn.
Yeah,
And I said,
yeah.
I don't think you need him. So they made the right choice, starting him his
Yeah,
rookie
yeah.
season, getting experience. And of course, you guys had an elite defense. So
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, he slipped
re-
that in. He slipped that deep.
Hey,
that
no,
in.
I remember Ant Gaines put me on game on Russell Wilson back when we drafted him because we're big football heads, right? But I didn't really know much of Russell Wilson. But Ant was like, dude, he's the real deal. They're saying in camp that he's the guy. I'm like, well, whatever. We just paid Flynn a bunch of money.
right, $30 million.
And kudos to Seahawks and Carroll for not allowing the money to dictate who they're playing, bro.
There you
Because
go.
right now we have everybody wants that franchise quarterback. We got him, man.
You got him, bro.
Yeah, I was just telling the story to Ann on the way over, how the Chiefs had him pegged for the third round. So Andy Reid was going to take him, but the Hawks beat him to it.
Thank
So
God.
it sounds like Andy Reid made the phone call congratulating the Seahawks because he kind of knew. So,
Yeah.
and that kind of worked out because
Right.
he got Mahomes in KC, but he definitely knew he had a good one. It's just like McNabb, right? He got a good one in McNabb. They just didn't really
Yeah.
support him. As I said, the Philly hate, that's kind of
Right.
natural because
Right.
of the division. But I have the utmost respect for McNabb as well and Andy Reid. So,
Andy Reid, man.
so I was happy he won one last year too.
Hell
so,
yeah,
like
dude.
you said, it's
Man, dude, you're right, man.
Well, I
He was
think
due for one,
I'm
bro.
a fan of the game, man, too. Right? I'm just a fan of the game. So
Right.
I'd like to see if I'm watching a game, I'm picking somebody to win because I'm like, all right, I'm rooting for this guy. No matter what game's going on, I'm just a fan of the game.
Yeah, and he don't do fantasy, bro.
Yeah.
He's a real fan,
you
bro.
gotta get in there, man. You
He
gotta
was
get
like,
in
listen,
there.
I would watch football, but then when I started hanging out with Derek, this fool watched every channel. He had it down to a T. He wanted to turn the channel, watch it, and then it just wouldn't be like the afternoon games. It would be the late games. He's like, man, you ain't leaving, are you? I'm like, man, I've been with you fucking dude since 9 o'clock this morning, bro.
No, you got it. Like I said, when you play fantasy, it actually heightens everything.
Yeah.
And so you're really watching everything, rooting for your players or who you're playing against.
Yeah.
But I think you'll really enjoy it. if you're
I
a
probably
big
should hop
football
into it
fan.
one
Man,
time.
you should hop into it, D, man.
There's a
You'll
lot
love
of
it,
free
man.
ones that you can try first.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried it first way back in the day. We had to get the paper. So
Yeah, you're a real
yeah,
fantasy guy,
yeah,
bro.
it didn't work out very well, but I
We
kinda
should have
sat-
been. We should all been smart and started a real league and
Right.
like what are those leagues like FanDuel? I don't know what they all
Yeah.
are. All those fans making all kinds of money.
A lot of money,
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Darn it,
Yeah.
dude. We can still do it though.
So,
Yeah,
so-
there you go, Derek. There's my way we think about hustles all the
Yeah,
time, bro.
Hey,
Gotta get another one.
that's a good one, but shout out to our league, Hall of Game. Ants returning champ. So trying to take that. Trying to take that.
See, I can't join.
I just I want that thing to move across the street. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I walked that trophy right across, man.
Yeah,
the other thing is that I'm a 2-time champ, and it's one I won. Was it 2015?
Yeah.
And then I had Patrick Mahomes, bro.
Yeah.
How much money you guys won in your
I think I walked away at like 5, I think, something like that.
Yeah, we increased this year, 125 a season, so it's a little bit more this year. But it's a lot of fun. It's very competitive. I've done multiple leagues and nothing's like it. So all the games, shout out because they're a bunch of savages.
We the Hogs, man.
I have to get in on it.
We the Hogs, bro.
But yeah, start out with a free one and just try it out and see if you like it.
And let me tell
I think you will, man.
Hey, and the Hog, bro, these motherfuckers, they don't pull, they bring it hard, bro. They talk so much shit. I was like, man, I did something. Somebody said something to. I took that shit personal for a minute, and I realized that this is just fucking fantasy football. I was like, I might have to hit this motherfucker up. We might have to meet in the streets or something like that.
Right.
But man, they bring it hard, bro. So you gotta be on top of your game.
Yeah, I had to find the snooze on the messages so I could get some sleep. But everybody's invested. So
yeah.
So I have football this year.
Oh, so what you got there, bro?
I just had my picks, man. So what are we gonna get into today? And you gotta.
So basically, what I want to talk about, I just want to know, like, Roy does his homework or not. So I just want to know, who do you think could be the rookie MVP on the offense this year? Like, who do you see coming out?
I think Burrows has got a good shot. I think they've surrounded him with a lot of good skilled players.
Yes, they did.
AJ Green's health, if he can bring something to the table. Mixon's got to stay healthy. But I think those guys are going to score some points this year. So obviously that leads to stats. And, Kyler Murray won it last year. I think.
That's right.
I think Burrows could sneak in there.
So did they get the offensive coordinator from Miami? Is that who from Minnesota? Do you know if they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So they're going to be solid, dude, because they do everything off the play action, man.
Yeah.
And with that mixing running the ball with the receiving core they got, dude, they should be legit.
Yeah, and they have a terrible defense. So if they have a terrible defense, that means Burrow's going to have to throw it.
Right.
Throw it 50 times a game, man.
A really offensive rookie. You're looking for stats. So I think Burrow's got a good shot.
Burrows is a good one. Good one. Have you been? Man, it's been hard keeping up with everything, dude. So that was a good one. I mean, that was probably the best one that I would thought of, but it's been so hard keeping up with football, bro. I didn't even know it was fucking season time.
Yeah.
It's been a weird year, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, just obviously everything we're dealing with, right?
Right.
Same thing, because usually the hype for football, it seems like it's more magnified typically, and right now it just seems like...
We're usually watching preseason right now, too, so
Yeah.
this would be the third preseason game this weekend, and we really don't have nothing but the NFL channel and camp reports and stuff like that.
Right.
So kind of just staying close to that, kind of see what's going on, injuries, stuff like that. But it does kind of suck not having preseason. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think there should be 4, but maybe like 2.
Yeah.
But to see, new offenses and new players, new schemes, that's something that's missed this year. So whoever wins fantasy this year did some serious homework. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. So I did fantasy with these guys, and I rated everybody. I gave myself a C, but Yahoo gave me an A.
Yeah.
I was like, these motherfuckers is high because my team is not that good.
But hey, I've gotten A's before and had a mediocre team. So I got a D this year. So that usually means if Yahoo, right, Jamie DeLeon, shout out Jamie, he got plenty of D's and actually made it to the championship. So it doesn't really matter. But I got an A from the champ, so I appreciate that.
I gave you an A?
Yep. So
See, that means he's gonna do good, dude.
Yeah,
I'm that good.
I'm like, hey, I appreciate that.
So
we'll see
I got
how-
a question for you. So, as a Cowboys guy, is it their year? Like, what's up with the Cowboys, dude? Like, they're supposed to be badass.
Here
every
it comes,
year.
Roy. Here comes the Cowboys.
I'm good with it.
Shit, dude. And I'm a Dak guy. I've liked Dak since college, so I'm rooting for the guy, but. I don't know. What's wrong with them, man? They're just missing something. What is it? Was it the coach? Now that he's
I don't
gone?
think that they're missing anything. I think they have too much. I think Jerry Jones is just too involved.
There you go.
Yes.
There you
I
go.
think that's
he's
ran off Jimmy Johnson. He's ran off Parcells.
Yeah.
Who built some of that talent where we had actually playoff contender teams. And I think that's a lot of it.
I agree.
That's real, bro, because I remember when Parcells came in and they were arguing about Parcells and T.O.
Yeah.
And then when Parcells left, you could see all the talent that he had, like his leftovers were the stars.
Yeah.
And you should just got rid of T.O. and you would have got yourself maybe 3 or 4 more. Because people just want to go to Dallas to be on America's team.
Right.
You get yourself probably 3 more fucking Super Bowls if you had got rid of T.O.'s ass.
Right. And Parcells, like I said, he was building things. You know, people can say whatever they want about Tony Romo. But that guy was undrafted,
Yeah.
I like out of
Romo.
Eastern Illinois.
Yeah.
So that was a Parcell gem that he found. That
Romo.
broke Cowboy records.
Yep.
I like Romo.
So he was doing his job, and he literally broke his back for the Cowboys, and
Literally.
we just didn't have the coaching because we ran off strong coaches
Yeah.
because of Jerry Jones. So I think that's a lot of the issue. I think McCarthy, I like it. Is it their year? No, I don't think this year is. I think McCarthy's going to need a couple years, but I think he's the right guy. I think he's the right guy too. He's already climbed that mountain.
Yeah.
So I think he knows what it takes. So give it a year or two. I think we're right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they should always be in the mix with the running game they got, with the quarterback they got.
The youth. Yeah.
They got a good defense, man.
Yeah,
I think they're.
Dude, that's the thing is that I think that if there's any team that can go to the Super Bowl right now, and as much as I hate to say it, I think Dallas has a good chance, and it's if they sign Earl Thomas.
Yep.
Because
I've been all aboard
that's just the way.
Are you on board with Earl Thomas?
Yeah, I'm on board with that because it's not so much what he can do now, but it's what he knows.
Oh yeah.
So when you got we talked about coaching, he could basically be a coach on the field for a lot of young players that we have back there. We lost Byron Jones, but I think still what we have, and you add Earl Thomas with his mind. I've always admired about Seattle and the Legion of Boom was the safety. The safety play with him and Cam was off the charts.
Yeah.
And it's not just physically; it's actually mentally.
Yeah.
So, just what he brings to the table from the knowledge standpoint, I'd sign him.
I'm worried about, like, I'm a Seattle guy, and I'm one of those guys that, like, I don't like to see nobody leave. Like, I'm just like, all my guys to stay, right? Unfortunately, we know that can't happen. But I'm worried about Earl, man. Like some of the shit that, his actions, man, they aren't very leadership type actions. And I've always seen him as a leader, right? And stuff that came out from Baltimore, makes you question leadership.
Yeah.
And also they talked about him not understanding the scheme very well. Yeah,
Earl?
Yeah, and Earl. That's what they said. He'd blow assignments all the time. Even last year, he blew assignments a lot.
Okay.
And he was just used to doing what he did in Seattle,
Yes.
right? We're running a very vanilla defense,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, you're right. It's a
So,
vanilla
and I'm
defense.
worried about and on top of that, I worry about Earl. And this is probably the eye opener though, when you get a guy of that magnitude being cut, right, being released. Like, I don't see him, like, is he too big? Is his head too big now? Is he just thinking he's bigger than the game? Because he just, I don't know, bro.
you're thinking-
Early in Seattle, like, he was always a team guy. Always a team guy. Then you leave Seattle how he left Seattle, which, not cool. Then you go to Baltimore, then you have issues the whole time in Baltimore, supposedly.
I think it's a lot of, he's a strong-willed guy.
Yeah.
So, if you guys remember last year when the Ravens and Seattle met, I think it was in Seattle, they wanted to win that game for Earl.
Yeah.
Like, you could see you see Lamar, right? Like, hey, let's go for it. And they wanted to win that for Earl. So I just think he's got a strong personality, you know what I mean? And sometimes, especially with emotion, he probably lost it.
Yeah.
And he punched somebody. So what happened after that, discussions or things that were said after that, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But, strong-willed guys,
I still think he's all pro, though.
I still think he still has a few years left, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that he learns. That's something that you can see. He learns.
Right.
So he learned, hey, that didn't work, right?
Yeah.
So I think he wants to be in Dallas, and it could have been something where he did that he's like he really wanted to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got.
And Harbaugh's a strong coach too, so.
Yeah.
maybe he's just like, man, I want out of here, and frustration came.
Yeah.
So
It was kind of weird though because Baltimore's right there knocking on the door, man.
yeah,
They
no,
can-
they
you
are.
know,
They
like,
are a
that's the
contender.
thing.
Yeah, they are a contender.
And one of the things that they talked about too is they're saying, and I haven't heard anything, is any players from the Ravens coming out in defense of him, like how could you let him go? Like because if you know you're contending for Super Bowl and he's a pivotal piece on that team, which I would think he is, just because of Earl Thomas, I know, and for them not to come out and be like pissed off about that cut, nobody said nothing. So it just makes me think like, ooh, maybe he just really wasn't that team guy.
Well, basically what I got from is that Earl Thomas he's like everything that Roy was saying is that he's one of those guys that's gonna hold you accountable in an old fashioned way. So if you fuck up, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that's one thing that the Seahawks are about. They're like, worry about your position first, because if you fail in this position, we're gonna replace you.
Yeah.
And that's not why I shouldn't have to come down and help you. That's why Seattle will play cover 3 or cover 1, and Earl Thomas would be cover 3 or cover 1, but he was free to roam everywhere that he wanted to. But he would always be the one to basically be accountable for his own position. And a lot of these guys need help, So Earl just probably did he probably wants to go to Dallas, because if I'm him, he was born. He's a Texan. He was born. That's where he wants to be. That's where he wants to retire with now. Yeah. And if I'm over here in Baltimore, I'm like, I'd rather just go home. I already got my championships. I already got my money. Let me go back home and be with my family and try to win a Super Bowl there, because I think they're capable of doing it. Yeah, that's what it is, man. But I'll take him back in a heartbeat, bro.
Yeah, I think
I'll take him back in a heartbeat.
I think he's still the same person. I just think that when he was with the Legion of Boom, right, you had more strong-willed players, right?
That's exactly
where
what it is.
Someone didn't get offended,
yeah,
right?
That's exactly
I always heard the stories of having team meetings without the coaches with the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
I think you had the Percy Harvin issues, and they met, right, and they went on a run. So I think he had more strong-willed players around him, where he's used to talking a certain way and saying certain things, where maybe he didn't have that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good
Texan.
that's a good
He's a
point.
Texan,
But also
bro.
what I think too is they all came up together, right? They all came in the same time, really.
Right.
They came up together, so that was a different brotherhood.
You're right, and the thing was,
I wouldn't take him right now over I think our safeties we have right now.
No. I like Diggs and the Adams kid. I would get rid of those guys, but not. But I would get rid of Diggs for Thomas in a heartbeat, bro. I would, but that's just because I got a relationship with this guy. He's Thomas, bro. But you got to think, he's a Texan, man. Texas, when it comes to football, man, that's life to them, man. They shut down the whole town to fucking, shut up, Derek. Still there, bro.
No, I hope we get him. I hope we sign him. We'll see what happens with him. He's going to play this year, that's for sure.
He's too good not to.
Where he goes, I don't know, but I'd really like to make that one work, because, like I said, I'd really like to soak his knowledge up as far as our young secondary and actually learn how to be professional.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is learn how to read defense, learn how to read offense.
Yeah.
Those are what made the Legion Boom so good. They could read it. If you look at the Denver Super Bowl, they knew every play that was coming from Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. So, it was over before it started.
That was so good. That was so good, dude. Oh, man, I remember that.
Props to Legion of Boom. Like I said, nothing but respect.
These Cowboys, man, so where they going to finish, dog?
You mean for the division?
Yeah, where are they going to finish?
They're going to win the division.
They're going to win the division?
Yeah, it'll be tight between them and Philly. There hasn't been a repeat winner since 2003. So, NFC East... it always goes back and forth. Yeah. So I think Philly won it last year. So history says it'll be the other team. To me, it's a two-team race in that one. Washington, whatever they're going to call themselves.
They're done for, bro.
They might make a run for Trevor Lawrence. And if they can get him over there.
Get rid of DJ Haskins already, huh?
Yeah.
I feel bad for that kid.
When he took the selfie, when they threw the touchdown and he went and took the selfie, I don't know if he's the guy.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, you can imagine a young Russell Wilson taking a selfie after.
I know.
I couldn't.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. But we've been spoiled with Russell Wilson and his Go Hawks. Right? He's just a professional.
He is a professional.
He's a professional.
So, like I said,
I got Cowboys too winning the division, man. Right over the Eagles. I got Eagles too, man. And I just feel like the Cowboys are too good, man. Like they should be contending.
They should, and a lot of it, like I said, Jason Garrett. A lot of people close to me know what I feel about Jason Garrett. So when he went to a division rival in the Giants, I applauded that.
Yeah.
A lot.
I think he cost them a lot of dude. Bro. You're a Cowboys guy. They had so many years where they were stacked, dude.
Yeah, they had a lot of
what
talent.
was it?
Yeah.
I can only say I don't think it was players because the players that had the talent. I think it goes to coaching, man.
Yeah, there was no accountability, and
Well, you know what I'm talking about, dog.
yeah, it becomes a.
Is that what you're talking about, man?
It becomes a. So
Here
it's
we go.
if it becomes like a country club, when it gets tight in them playoffs and you're playing playoff contenders and you're making mistakes, if your name ain't Patrick Mahomes, it's hard to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So-
So that Jerry Jones, man, everything that guy's done, man, he just needs to fucking back away.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can't
Yeah,
though,
absolutely.
dude. He can't. He's got a compulsive.
Yeah.
He's got some disorder, bro. Where he's got to
Yeah.
be in front of that fucking camera all the dang time.
yeah. He likes the attention. He wants the notoriety. He likes the credit. That was the biggest thing with him and Jimmy Johnson is the credit.
Yeah, dude.
Right, who
They
took
could have
the
won
credit.
that cup more, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So that basically, dude. Let's go from the top of this list right here, bro. So we got the AFC North. Can you see that, Derek? The AFC North. So what team do you think is coming out of the AFC North?
That's gonna be the Ravens.
The Ravens are going to come out of the AFC. What do you think, Derek? Do you see that right there?
Yeah, I got my list over here. I made a list. I did a little bit of homework.
Yeah.
Hey,
I forget the
hey,
conferences sometimes.
hey.
I'm hopping around.
Ravens, hand down. They're gonna run
Yeah.
away with
They're
it.
gonna
dude.
run away with
Unless
it.
there's a catastrophe there, they're running away with it, dude.
And I'll go a little bit deeper. I'll say they'll take the number 1 seed. So
yeah.
now remember that this year there's an extra playoff game on each conference.
That's
So
right.
you're going to have 7 teams make the playoff from the AF and the NFC. So you're going to have 14 teams. We're going to extra wild card game this year.
Yep.
What's up, right?
So that number 1 seed will only get the bye on each conference.
Okay.
So that makes it a little more lucrative.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that means that teams are going to play through week 17,
Yep.
right? Because if they're in a tight race, they're
tight.
not going to sit everybody. They're going to want to have that bye.
Yep.
So I actually have the Ravens taking the number 1 seed for
And
AFC.
I also picked the Ravens, so we all agree on the AFC. So what about the AFC South? What do you guys think on that one?
This one is tough, man.
Tough division.
That's a tough division. I mean, you look at the Titans, and we kind of know who they are. So Phillip Rivers going to the Colts is a big move. I think they're 8-8 with Brissett throwing, and that's not bad. But they made some key players. They got Taylor they drafted. Buckner came over from the Niners. Of course, they got Darius Leonard in the middle. They made some moves that puts them right up there. The Texans didn't really help themselves.
No,
they
what the
actually
What the fuck were
they actually got, to me, they got worse. I mean,
downgraded.
Hopkins getting traded for David Johnson and some picks. I think it was a big downgrade.
Right.
And I like David Johnson as a player. I just don't think he's the same one from 2016.
Same guy,
And Hopkins, to me, is
right.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with that, but I like Cobb, bro. I like Randall Cobb.
Yeah,
They got
Cobb. And they got Cooks, yeah.
And that's kind of helps them out with Will, but they don't have. I'm trying to tell you, that Hopkins is a freak, bro. You know?
Yeah, he's
we
different.
all know that.
He's,
So, I mean,
he's
that's-
generational, in my
that's
opinion.
generational. What do
The
you-
catches he made were, off the charts,
Yeah.
man. So
Hey, did you see how he did? What's old boy's name? He fucked his knee up. What's
Yeah,
his
dude, I don't know, but I know he's like legit top 5 receiver right now. If
Yeah,
not
for
top,
sure.
If
dude.
not top,
top 3, bro.
3 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the boy from my? What's the dude's name? The Dion. What's the motherfucking safety for? He's retired now, but it was a camp. He fucking fucked his leg up. You seen that?
I
shit?
seen the video.
You see that shit?
Yeah.
He was talking shit to him, man. He's like,
Yeah.
you better move on him.
Yeah.
Man, that boy fart and bust his fucking knees up and shit, man. He was fucked up.
yeah, that's a tough one, dude. Man,
I
So you gotta pick one, bro.
you got to
Which
pick
one
one
was
winner.
AFC South.
AFC
The
South.
If I had to pick one right now, I'd probably give the edge to the Titans. I
Titans.
think just with Henry
Henry.
and Brown, and there's enough, and it's a solid defense.
And they got a good coach, man. They
You know,
got-
Texans could take it depending on which David Johnson shows up. If it's 2016 or any
yeah.
any kind of that, I haven't seen that the last couple of years. It's been a shell of himself. So, what are they going to get out of that? You know, that running game. Is there going to be a running game? Watson's taken a ton of sacks
I
over
feel
the
bad
last
for
couple of
Watson,
years.
dude.
So,
Now, I mean,
I-
he was
I-
already getting beat the hell up, and he get
and-
rid of his best
well, it's
target.
the Texans. They gave they gave all their power to O'Brien.
Yeah.
And Him and Hopkins were feuding, and he made it off emotion. He made the decision off emotion. So to me, they downgraded this year. So that had they had Hopkins, I'd probably give the edge to the Texans. But
I agree.
I'd go with the Titans just because there's
Roy,
more knowns.
And we're gonna go back and watch this shit, Roy. Roy said, "Hey, so what you got, D?"
I agree. I agree with everything you said, dude. Honestly, I have the Titans at 1, Texans at 2, Colts at 3, Jags at 4.
Yeah, that's
The
about
Titans.
right.
I think they're just. I've always liked Tannehill, but he's never lived up to I think what he's capable of. But I also think it's because he was in Miami.
Yeah.
And now you're in Tennessee with a good coach. You got a great running back who just got a big contract, so that could be good. It can be bad. You can get the money, you can kind of relax a little, or you can be like, I'm going to prove why I got the money. I just think the Titans are a little better team. Texans screwed it up.
I just think there's more knowns right now. So if I have to pick today, I think there's more knowns.
Me looking at it, the Texans look tough, but it's football, and if Henry goes down, they're done. If the quarterback, to me, I just think Henry's the key thing to everything. And I just don't believe in Tannehill. I think he's a backup, and that's just me personally. I'm gonna give it to the Colts, man. I think that
Colts.
the Colts,
and it's very plausible they could win it.
Yeah, because
Philip Rivers is gonna throw too many interceptions.
You got to remember 8-8 last year with Brissett,
Yeah.
and
that
that tells
true.
you that defense is pretty good. They invested in a running back this year. I think they're going to be more of a ground and pound team and have to air it out when they, only when they have to.
Yeah.
And kind of go to a play action and probably, back off Rivers as far as a gunslinger.
Right.
We
Yeah.
saw that last year when he had to force things and it didn't work out very
And
well.
the coaching from the Tennessee Titans is good, but I mean, when you put 8 guys in a box, eventually they kind of, as the season's going to go on, they're going after Henry because they know that I don't think they really knew what.
Do they have receivers there? Do they have?
Yeah, AJ Brown.
Brown's good.
AJ Brown.
He's good.
Jonas Smith, the tight end, is kind of like a receiver. He's a lot of big splash plays last year, and again, a lot of it's working play action. So that's
exactly.
what's
Play
going to
action's
happen is
huge.
they ganged up on him last year and still couldn't stop him really. So.
But I think if David Johnson is the old David Johnson, I give it to the Titans.
Yeah,
to the Texans.
Yeah,
if
I
we
would
see
say.
David Johnson come out and he's catching the ball in the backfield and he's making those moves and stuff, I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
This kid's a badass quarterback.
Yeah,
He's the best quarterback, and he's a top guy.
Absolutely.
Let me take that back. Let me say Texans, and then it's a toss up between the Colts and Tennessee.
Yeah, it's tight. It's really tight.
What receiver do they get in place of Hopkins? Who's their one?
Brandon Cooks.
They got from
they
from
got
the
Randall.
Rams.
They brought Randall Cobb over, and then they still have Stills.
That's a good
It's
receiver.
it's not bad.
Solid,
It's
dude.
not
You got
bad.
veterans. It's a solid foundation.
But you're right. The running game to the Texans will be the key to that division.
Right.
If they have a running game and it's a pass catcher, David Johnson, who can do both, then I think they'll be explosive.
That's true.
Because you're going to have to respect the run.
Right.
How's the
Plus
defense?
Watson's, scrambling too. So,
Yeah.
Cooks is kind of a specialist as far as deep threats.
Yeah.
Stills kind of is too. Cobb will kind of come over the middle.
I love some Cobb, bro.
That's a good- that's
this next one I'm going to bring up. So you said the Texans, you said the Titans, and you said the Titans.
Yeah, I
too,
think
right?
I think the Titans are going to do it.
This next one's tough, bro. This to me it is the AFC East. Like that. So that's a tough one.
I got
I don't
the,
think
I got
it's
the
tough.
You
Bills.
think it's tough? You
I got the Bills.
Okay.
So I think the Bills take the step forward. It's been 11 straight years of the Patriots winning that division. A little funny stat. It's kind of a weird one. But believe it or not, before they reshuffled the divisions, the Colts have actually won that division more recent than the Bills.
Oh shit.
So that's crazy. I know
Yeah.
it sounds weird, but that's true. So it's been a long time since the Bills have won that division. So I think that this is the year that they take it. I think it's all on Allen. He's got to stop the fumbling. They added Diggs.
They do
and
got
they added
That's
they
big.
added Moss to help with Singletary as far as the running game.
Is it
And-
Zach? Is his name Zach?
yeah, so they have a running game. They play defense. Allen's got to stop taking those sacks and picks, and I think they can take it. I think Patriots going to be on their heels. They added Cam, and of course can't count out Belichick. I almost called him Bellatrix, but Belichick. He's a great coach. He's going to get the most of what he's got. I just don't think it's a whole lot. They're going to be a defensive-minded team too, so that whole division's not really explosive. I think it's more of a ground and pound. So I think the Bills they take the step forward this year.
What up, D? What you think about that?
I got the same thing, man.
Yeah.
I got Buffalo 1, Patriots 2, Jets 3, Dolphins 4. And same thing. I think Buffalo was surprisingly pretty damn good last year, and they're gonna take the next step this year.
Mm-hmm.
But like he said too, I also the same thing. You got Bill Belichick, man, one of the best, if not the best, to do it.
Yeah.
And you got Cam coming off of not really being wanted to want to prove a
He's
point.
got something to prove.
And I wasn't a Cam guy before. Ant knows, like I wasn't a Cam guy, but I like the underdog. I like the guys fighting through adversity. So I think he's going to come back on a mission. I just don't think they're stacked well enough for him offensively.
Yeah.
So I give it to the Bills, man.
Right.
I think there's going to be a good contest between those two.
I agree with everything that you guys said. But at the end of the day, I got to give it to the coaching, and I got to go with the Patriots in this division because this offense is based basically on a guy like Cam. There's the way that they do the play action and there's things that Brady couldn't do.
True.
But I'm gonna go. It's a toss up between those two, the same word you guys have. But I'm gonna give it to the energy that he's bringing. He's bringing like a energy that a number one Heisman guy brings with his energy and talking shit on the field, pumping his guys up.
Yeah.
And the defense is already there. So basically, I'm more reaching out to the defense with a Cam that can manage a game and still get things done with his legs.
Yeah.
And Buffalo, that only kid is badass, but I'm looking at the coaching. Also.
I agree. That's a mismatch on the coaching for sure. But who does Patriots have a receiver besides Ullman?
Harry. They have Harry.
N'Keal Harry. He's pretty good.
He's doing really well.
They still got the big kid too from Atlanta, right? They got
Sanu.
Sanu. Yeah, they still got.
Yep. He's good if he can. I think last year he wasn't healthy.
I think probably this year and maybe next year will probably be it for the Patriots. I think so. I think Tua in Miami. I mean, they're not going to throw him out there this year.
Yeah.
After the hip, they're going to let him heal, and I think they got a gamer in there.
I think so too.
I think that kid.
Of Russell, man.
Yeah, I think Miami's going to make a transition over the next couple of years. I think it'll be more of a Buffalo.
I agree.
Miami deal.
When you look at the age there, I think the talent's going to shift a little bit. But again, you always have Belichick, but if Belichick has a bad season or two, does he really want to keep going?
Yeah,
I don't see it.
Yeah, I think he's right. He's riding that.
Agree,
I think he's riding that wave, and like Tom Brady riding the wave of.
Right.
They want to prove that.
Which one?
Who
was responsible for it? But I think it took both of them.
It did, bro.
It took both of them.
It's a perfect storm of people, like it's coming together at the right time, the right people.
Right.
It's just you're right, bro.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Dan Marino.
The only thing that's going to slow Belichick down is his greatness, because his greatness is leaving his franchise and they're going otherwhere and they're coaching. Flores is a Belichick guy. The kid over in Tennessee, the coach, he's a Belichick guy. So the whole deal is that you can teach everything, but it's a young man's game, bro. You know, to a certain, especially if you teach everybody everything that you know, man, they will shut you down, and that's Holmgren. He got stopped by Andy Reid. He got stopped by fucking Gruden. He's been stopped by all the guys that he's tied everything and stuff too. So it's just one of those things. So we agree with that. Well, I have the Patriots. You guys have Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm
AFC
take
West.
Buffalo.
This should be an easy one though, right?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh God,
pretty easy. Chiefs.
We're seeing a dynasty right
The
there.
Chiefs. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Chiefs. Andy Reid. Like I said, Andy Reid and Mahomes' marriage. We just talked about Belichick and Brady. We kind of have that going on already, and it's early on in the career. So we already seen again generational talent overcoming. They were behind 2 games last year, and just seemed to zoom right back.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's coaching and leadership. What we talked about earlier, being a leader, and you could see him over there, a la Brady, a la Russell Wilson.
He's a leader, bro.
Cheering people on. Hey, man, we're going to come back. We're going to come back.
Yep.
And, Mahomes, he's the real deal.
We all agree on that one, right?
Absolutely.
Man, the AFC was that's kind of easy, bro.
That's easy. That's
the
so
easy.
easy.
The NFC is the tough part.
But what I
tough.
do like about I've always been an Andrew Reid guy, man. I've always been an Andrew Reid guy, and I'd love to see him win, like we talked about earlier. But you're right, man. It was like the perfect marriage, dude. He's the perfect. What Mahomes brings to Andy Reid is what he's always wanted.
Right.
Like he's better than McNabb, better than like what he's done with all those guys was phenomenal.
Yeah, right.
This is what he's probably always envisioned to have.
Yeah,
it's scary, man.
And I feel so bad. And shout out to the Bear fans, man. I feel so bad for them. I saw a picture online, and a guy, it was a Bear fan, and I don't know if you've seen this picture, but
what do you do?
He made a Mahomes Bears jersey.
Oh,
so he went to the game, man, and it's just like it's kind of like what could have been.
Yeah,
with that defense that they had.
Yep.
I mean, there's probably a ring right there.
You're right, because with what's their quarterback's name?
Trubinsky.
They brought in Foles. I thought he was pretty good, right? But you know what, dude? Yeah, 100%, dude. They should have been. They should have been up there.
How many college games did he? I don't think he played many college games, bro. I think he only played
There was a lot of question marks on him, so they traded up to get him. That's the crazy thing.
49ers.
Well, there's always that
deal.
There's always that one guy though, right? Who just sees the diamond in the rough. He thinks. He just sees the gem that nobody else sees. And
you gotta think. Watson went out on that draft too.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I'm the Bears fans, like I said, man, what could have been with that defense that they had.
They could have
and
Lamar
they're
Miller,
still
right?
good. They're still good.
Yeah, that's the year that Lamar Miller went last in the draft, in the first round, right?
It could have been a run of the Bears for a while.
Yep, I agree.
I think with the defense they had, and Nagy, I think he's going to go down with the ship. I think he brought in Foles just for competition.
Yeah.
You got to remember they were 12-4 2 years ago.
Well, do you remember how
Foles is there? I didn't know that.
Foles is there competing.
Foles the job.
So,
Foles will probably take it, but I think
so.
Nagy's. I don't think he's the guy for the job. I don't think he's a great coach.
No,
I think
don't.
how he handled shit last year too.
Right.
Showing you don't just have confidence in your quarterback and stuff he would say. He's undermining the whole.
So
you're not going to get the best out of it.
You're absolutely right. So I think the 12-4 team, 2 years ago for the Bears, I think there was a lot of, running around. There was a lot of reverse. He hit a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
He had Trubinsky running a lot.
Yeah.
But it hit a lot of stuff. And then he had a really good defense. So I think that it masked the real issue.
Yeah.
And we found that out, last year. That was a big regression. And so I think, again, shout out to the Bear fans.
Shout out to my boy Mike.
Yeah.
Mike Kelly, what's up, man? Bears.
Mike Kelly,
Kelly's diehard.
rest in peace to Buddha. He was a big fan. Andy Schindler, shout out. Rest in peace, man. He was a big. He always called me when the Bears and the boys played. He always wanted to bet, even if the team was shitty. Didn't matter.
All right,
it was all about betting.
Ride or die.
But we're right there now. So just talking about the Bears now, we're leading into the NFC North. So you got the Detroit, you got the Green Bay, Chicago, and Minnesota Vikings. Who's coming out of there?
That is a 2-team race. That is going to be Vikings and the Packers as far as who's going to win it. I went back and forth with this one. I think the Packers really didn't do Aaron Rodgers anything. They didn't help him at all. And you got to remember they were 13-3 last year.
Yeah.
And they really didn't draft anybody for help.
Nothing.
They needed a receiver too. They drafted his backup already. So that was pretty harsh.
Yeah.
That was pretty harsh. So I think I'm gonna bet on Aaron Rodgers with a little chip on his shoulder because it was really a slap in the face from the franchise. So I think the Packers narrowly beat out the Vikings for the division.
Yeah, what do you think, bro?
I picked the Vikings to win. I got Vikings, Packers, Bears, Lions. What I got, and I got Vikings beating out the Packers, and for the reason that they gave no help to Aaron Rodgers, man. Like I don't think he really has any weapons. I don't know what they got at this point.
Here's the scary part though, and here's a wild card. Antonio Brown's still out there.
I know,
Ooh,
right?
Shit,
now, say what you want about him, right? He's
still
done some goofball stuff.
He come in the game right now and be a top
right.
5 receiver.
So
easy.
he'd probably have to serve a suspension.
Coming
back, eight games,
Yep.
right? But you get someone like him who says, okay, this is your final shot, and you put him with an Aaron Rodgers, and then you have Adams,
That's scary.
and then you have Jones in the back.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. So, he didn't have a lot last year, and he was 13-3.
That's right.
I think the Vikings are a good team. I'm just not a big Cousins guy.
Yeah.
I think in prime time he's shown that he just can't get it done.
Look at Roy, man,
So-
knowing this shit. Man.
That is true.
That's so true.
He just cannot perform in prime time.
That is
Hey, you know, Roy,
that is
hey.
true. But I give it to the Vikings a nod because I feel like they're a little more team chemistry there. But they lost Diggs, which was a blow. I'm like, it's crazy to let that guy go.
A lot of their defense is left too, so
That's true.
That right there hurts. And then Dalvin Cook's got to show he can play an entire season.
If
He can't play an entire season, I think they're a different team.
Right.
I think pressure goes back on Cousins. And now, like I said, they got Jefferson to help take Diggs' place. But again, I give the edge to the Packers.
And this one, you guys see, you went back and forth on this one. I have to go back and forth on the same thing. If Cooks can play the whole season and stay healthy, I give it to them. But have you ever seen a guy like this Aaron Rodgers guy ever worry about his job? Ever?
That's true.
Now this guy, like they said that I was listening to ESPN. They were talking about how he went back to the drawing board on his drop back. He says his drop back he's using his arm instead of his legs. And he went like 6 years back, and he's saying that's the guy he has to be. So
You're right, dude. I think he's a guy that if you underestimate him and piss him off, I think we all better watch out.
The motivation.
yeah, but the worst thing that happened that night of the draft when that kid's face popped up on the screen. Oh,
Like, what were the Packers doing? Like, I don't get it.
But that's the thing is that if
if
they get 2 championships out of it, it's like we
That's
did
true.
that to motivate
That's
you,
true.
motherfucker. You know?
That's true.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I get, lots of times it's like you draft who you think is the top guy on the board no matter what position.
Right.
I get that too. But it's like you have Aaron Rodgers. Give him the
Right.
weapons.
Yeah.
I
mean,
know
you-
what you're saying, but they might be bumping heads. This coach player, and it's kind of, you know what? This may be the next Patrick Mahomes or the next Russell Wilson in this coach's eyes. You know?
They must have been really high on him
Yeah.
because, 13-3 team, they probably looked at it, well, we don't really need to get too much. We were 13-3 last year.
Yeah.
But it's like you still got put out in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
you're not quite there. You just need a little more help. You're 13-3, give a few more things to them. And you guys are right there in the mix. So I think a lot of it is talent. They're high on Love, and I think the other half is they want to motivate him. They want to get him going. And so,
hey, so you guys ready? This is this is the toughest one
Yes,
right here.
yes.
This is the NFC South. To me, this is the toughest one.
this is tough.
Let's keep the order going because I'll go last because everything you guys have been doing.
So
good.
this is to me the toughest
You got the
decision.
Falcons,
I
Panthers,
don't think it's the toughest
Buccaneers,
division though.
and-
I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I
the
agree.
toughest division.
Yeah, I
We'll
agree.
get to that here coming up shortly. But again, you got 3 really solid teams. So you got the Saints, Bucks, and Falcons are still right all there, high powered. And then, like I said, you got Carolina's kind of rebuilding. Shout out to Bridgewater. I love him. Love his. You talked about comeback stories. His is great.
Good story, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. But Kuechly's gone. They lost a lot of weapons. It's McCaffrey. It's DJ Moore, and that's kind of it. It's kind of to go against these 3 legends. And Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. So I've gone back and forth on this one. It's tough. But I'm gonna give the edge to the Saints, and the reason why they were 13-3 last year, and you gotta remember 5 games they didn't have Drew Brees, and so they were still 13-3. I think the Bucks will get going. I think once they learn each other's kind of quirks, it's Tom Brady. I was already watching an interview where he's studying where the sun comes up on the field and all the detail, all the little things.
Yeah,
So
little things.
I think it'll take him a little. He's got weapons everywhere. I'm not sold on the running game yet.
Yeah.
I could see Arians making a move
They
for
picked up-
Leonard Fournette, maybe.
They picked up LaShawn McCoy. I like
Yeah,
that.
but
McCoy's good because the reason why is because I think he's going to mix in what Tom Brady does with a lot of dumps out of the back.
he
Yeah,
could.
that's a good move.
He could, and
But Tom Brady needs grimy running backs. Guys
Right.
dirty, nasty
Yeah.
guys. You know?
Yeah, I think if Fournette was over there right now, as the Jags were trying to give him away basically and trade him, I would probably give the edge to the Bucks, but he's not. So just knowing each other, the Saints being together longer, plus they added Manny Sanders, which is big. because it's not just Michael Thomas and
Yeah.
Kamara.
Yeah.
So I think, we're going to be blessed with some good football with this division because you have three, Hall of Fame QBs. They're going to be playing each other twice.
Yeah.
And no one's going to want to lose at this point in their
Got
careers.
that right, bro.
So.
What you think, my dude?
Yeah, I got
He's like, yeah.
I got the Saints, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers in mine, and I give the nod to the Saints because I just think they're a little bit better. I'll get that in. A little bit better. I think that there's more team chemistry there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that with Saints coach, yeah, he hit the red button.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. I think Sean hit the red button in the back. Yep, the red button. There's the red button. There you go. There you go. Take a picture. Yeah. Anyways, I think he's a little more proven as a coach in championship moments, playoff games, and stuff like that. So I think that's going to benefit. I think the backfield in New Orleans is way better. I think the weapons, and I think Drew Brees even though Arians has a high-powered system he likes to run, I think Drew Brees is still the better high-powered quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of proven that in what he's done.
Yeah.
I think that Brady, even though the GOAT, I think that his arm strength at this point is a little in question, and he may prove me wrong this year. So I give the nod just to the Saints by a game.
Right. I agree with you guys. I kind of give it to the Saints. I mean, if that offensive line is solid in Tampa Bay, then it might go to them. But I just say that the Saints are ready. They've been the last 3 years they've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that they got cheated out.
Last 2 years.
Yeah, they've been cheated. Stuff is just like it seems like the referees are going against them.
So it's probably their time.
Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, it's their time. But Tom Brady's Tom Brady. I mean, Matt Ryan, they got Melvin Gordon over there. So I mean,
he's in Denver.
Is he in Denver?
He's in Denver.
Okay.
You got Gurley. You got Gurley.
They got Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Gurley ain't hell. Gurley's
Right.
got to be. That knee's messed up, man.
Yeah. So Todd Gurley can bounce back, which I don't think that he's going. For some reason, I thought they had Melvin Gordon, but I got to give it to the. It's gonna be a toss up. They'll meet in the championship game. There.
So I have the funny thing is I have the Saints winning the division because I think they'll get off to they play each other week 1. So yeah, that should be
nice.
a lot of fireworks.
And they should get it though, just because they're more.
Yeah,
same team.
And Tampa's got a great defense.
Yeah,
they got a great. No one's really talking about their defense
Their defense
because
is
of Tom
solid.
Brady and the offense and the weapons. But I see the Saints win a division. However, I see Tampa getting going later.
Yeah.
And of course, Tom Brady in the playoffs. That's going to be tough.
Tom Brady's
It's
Tom
gonna
Brady,
be
man.
tough.
How do you count out Tom Brady?
Number one run stop defense.
Yes, they
Number
did.
one,
They
number two.
did. So.
Wow.
They got a pass rush. They got Shaq back there. They have some talent on that defense. So I just see the Saints having the better record, having the better finish, and but I see Tampa getting revenge.
All right, man. So that's all right. So now we're to the NFC East. The NFC East, you got the Eagles, the Cowboys, we don't know who they're gonna be, the Washington, whoever.
Yeah, I don't even know what to call them right now. I just call them Washington right
And you'll
now.
have the Giants. So who do you guys got coming out of the East?
So this isn't a homer pick, but I have Dallas winning that division. Again, it always goes back and forth. There's never the same winner. Hasn't been since 2003. We're always going back and forth. So I think Dallas. I think McCarthy has enough to win that division. I think that Philly's right behind him. I think it's a tight race again between those two. But I think McCarthy will be the difference as far as coaching wise. Because Peterson's a great coach. Obviously, he won a Super Bowl. But I think McCarthy can match him. And I think from a talent level, I think we're a little bit better. And I think especially at the receiver position, adding CeeDee Lamb is going to be with Gallup and
they got the
Cooper
Lamb kid,
and
huh?
Zeke. I think it's going to be a lot of weapons. Now, Philly did add Darius Slay. But there's, another 2 receivers are going to have to be covered somehow. So I think Dallas edges them out for the division.
Yeah. What do you think, D?
Dude, Roy, what the hell, man? I'm thinking the same thing. What do you need? What do you need me here tonight for, man? Like,
I agree with everything.
Probably do pretty good at fantasy then.
yeah, I got Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. Washington is how I have it. The Giants. I think with Daniel Jones, man, he was impressive last year. I wrote him off, dude, and he was actually pretty impressive. I think he's going to be better this year. I do. Eagles. I just think, even though I think Wentz is probably a better quarterback than Dak Prescott overall. He's got to stay healthy. And I'm not fully sold on him too. So I'm just like, I don't know. And I've always been a Dak guy. I like Dak. I think he's a leader. I think he's got that, the Russell Wilson, Mahomes type leadership skills and qualities. Mm-hmm. And I think honestly, if they had a different coach in the last couple of years, I think they would have fared better at the end of the season. They got the offensive line, they got the quarterback, they got the running back, they got a good defense. They could be scary, dude. They could be really scary. I think McCarthy has, like you said, the history, the experience. So I give it to the Cowboys pretty easy in that division. I think they're gonna beat the Eagles by a couple games. But Wentz is surprisingly good too. I just need to see him.
I give it to the Cowboys hands down. They walk away with this division by like 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I say that is because what it's showing you is that there's no leadership when it comes to the Eagles, man. The Eagles. They got back Deshaun Jackson and whatnot. He's going through his stuff, but they have basically Foles was the guy that came in to show the leadership. Carson Wentz, to me, I think Carson Wentz he's a good quarterback.
I think but
he's not mentally there.
And I think there was. I remember hearing something last year. There was a leadership thing or a character thing about him. Not knocking his skill.
They play better for Foles. They play better for a man that's going to come in and say, "Hey," and not make it about just the offense and hanging out with the coaches. They're making it about it's a team thing, Did
you pour that one in?
I don't know. I think why Philly won that Super Bowl was a lot of Peterson. When Wentz went down, people forget that Wentz is having an MVP season.
He was,
and he got hurt. Again, it was against the Rams, I believe it was, late in the season.
Right.
And Foles came in and he didn't do so hot. If you guys remember that. And Peterson actually changed his offense to what Foles ran, and they was able to function as an offense.
Yes, you're
so
right,
I think leadership-wise, I think they're fine. I think
Wentz
got paid, and maybe that was some of it, right? Maybe he's kind of backed off a little bit, but everything I've been reading or looking at, he's been working on his mechanics, which tells me he knows he's got stuff to do because his mechanics were pretty sloppy.
They were.
So I think they're fine. They're going to be, like I said, it's going to be a 2-team race.
Right.
But I do like what the Giants are doing. I think that they're obviously a few years away from doing anything.
Right.
But they got some really good pieces.
They do. They're tight end. They're running back to quarterback.
And I really hope Washington doesn't finish dead last and get Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
They might screw him over, dude.
I think the Cowboys going to run away with this division because you got a guy that's playing for big money contract. You got a coach that got let go from a team that he's got a chip on his shoulder. Yeah. And you just got Cooper, who's the fucking beast, and you got a young fucking rookie that's trying to prove himself. So I think that and then you got the fucking beast running back there who's a fucking freak. I say that they have a chance to. I say hands down they run this division. A lot of times they go back and forth, and even though I got Ertz as my first tight end in my fantasy football, I still think the Cowboys run away with the NFC East. I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so then let's move on to the West. Our division.
Seahawks, this to me West. Is the toughest division in football.
This is
top to bottom.
Yeah.
I think this is the tough. I think if Carolina brought a little more to the table, that would be arguably, one of the tougher divisions. But I think this one, from top to bottom, I think is the toughest division in football because Kyler Murray and now adding Hopkins, they can snipe you and they can change the outlook of it. But so I think any of those teams can beat each other. The Rams are always pesky. They always try to, they always sneak a win or two from the top team every year. It seems like.
Yeah.
So this one here is probably the toughest decision.
Man, I don't even know how to act on this one, bro. Like
this is tough. So I have this one's tough. I have to go with the trenches. Who's stronger in the trenches? And I think the Niners are just a little stronger in the trenches than the Hawks. But of course, it's Russell Wilson. So, will they let him throw more this year? That's been the big question. I think what's the hashtag? Let Russell cook.
Yeah.
Instead of wait till the fourth quarter, where he's just tearing things up.
Yeah.
Metcalf is he's a beast.
Yeah.
Right.
And Lockett, like I said, he's precise. He catches everything. I think their running game, if Carson can stay healthy, I love what they did on defense with Adams, Dunbar. People aren't speaking of that as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Wagner's is Wagner, you know. But
That
they're
Jamal
gonna,
Adams, bro, is gonna bring it. Man.
they're gonna need to find a pass rush, and I think that's why I give the edge to the Niners, just barely. But I think that in the trenches they're a little bit better.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, everything you said I agree with, other than I just picked Seattle because of Russell.
And I can see that.
And I'm a homer. Like, it's hard for me to not pick against them.
It could go either way.
It could go either way. I give all respect to the Niners. I think they're built right, dude. They're built right. They're built how Seattle was when they made their run. They started their run, right? Super tough in the trenches. The most physical team out there. So I could see it going either way, but I'm picking Seattle just because Russell Wilson. If he has the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter with a chance to win, I feel like he's going to win every time.
Yeah, if they meet in the playoffs, which obviously could happen, I'd probably go Seattle.
Yeah.
Because I think there will be a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover with the Niners. I still think they win the division because they're talented and well coached. But where's Nate? Shout out Nate. I am not a big Jimmy Garoppolo fan.
Shout out Nate.
Yeah, shout out Nate.
I think Jimmy cost him some games last year.
Oh, he cost him the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He missed that Manny Sanders wide open. That would have sealed the deal.
And losing him hurts, dude.
That to me was big. So they're going to need Debo big
Which
time
I like Debo
this
a lot.
year because Kittle's a beast. So
Kittle's a stud.
that's what I said,
My
talent-wise.
fantasy Debo.
Yeah, talent-wise, they're both pretty stacked. I think it's going to be just like it was last year. You got to remember, Hawks got banged up towards the end of the year.
Yep.
And it cost them.
Yep.
It really cost them. So they went toe-to-toe with the NFC champs. That
It's
probably
always-
could have won the Super Bowl if not for that throw, really. 10-point lead. I mean, they were right there.
Yeah.
And with that missed throw, like I said, he just didn't do it as much,
Yep. And I think football always is like who's healthier at the end of the season. Who's the healthiest is probably going to run the table, and we got screwed last year with our injuries to our running game.
Yeah.
So I agree, but I do like everything Seattle's done.
Yeah.
I hope we bring Gordon back. I hope we bring Josh Gordon back. I think he
hope-
has a lot in the tank. I think he proved it last year. I'd like to have him back in the mix with our receiving core. I think we're solid there. I think we're solid on defense. But you're right. Defensive pressure, man. Even last year, even having Clowney, we didn't bring enough sacks. We didn't get enough sacks. We had some pressure at times, not enough sacks. So I'd like to see Clowney back. If they can make that work.
They need to get a pass rush.
I think we need him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree
And we talked about Fournette and possible landing spots, and a physical runner like that. Yeah. And the last time Seattle had a physical runner, and Carson is.
Yeah, I like Carson a lot.
He's getting banged up, right? And you bring a Fournette.
Fournette and a Carson together?
No. Let's say Carson goes down. Yeah. Seattle's shown that they'll pull the trigger on trades.
Yeah.
They're in win now. Yeah. Right? You look at the trades and the first round picks that they gave up, they're in win now.
I agree.
And I could see a Fournette with the edge. He has no contract beyond this season.
Yeah.
With something to prove, and you add him with Russell and those receivers, that's pretty potent.
Yeah, I feel like we're missing a receiver. That's why I'd like to see Gordon back or Antonio Brown.
Yeah, it could be an Antonio Brown.
That's the thing is,
and our offensive line obviously needs to be
right. And I mean,
solidified.
I understand that, dude. And everybody, I'm a diehard Seahawks guy, man. But with Schottenheimer as our offensive coordinator, bro, he's run first, and we don't have an A-class running back because we run the shit out of him. We need 2 dimes back there, grounding and pounding, bro. Yeah. And we don't got it. We got good receivers, bro. But with that offense,
I think we got the running game though. I think they're there. They just got hurt last year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that this is what our running back's been hurt 2-3 years in a row, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not
offense,
good.
That's the reason why Schottenheimers will never win a Super Bowl, bro.
I don't know
they had
about
LT. They had. You got to think every system they went through, dude. They're predictable, and I said it on this show before, dude. Yeah. They're predictable. We'll make the playoffs, but we ain't going nowhere.
Well,
want me to tell you who's going to take this division?
The Niners.
Okay. No, Arizona Cardinals.
No, they're not taking it, dude.
No, Arizona Cardinals. Drake and fucking Hopkins and that offensive, they're gonna fucking take it, bro.
Don't forget about Larry. Don't forget about
Year,
Larry.
bro. They did us last year. They did us dirty with all our guys healthy, man.
Yeah. No, and we just talked about it. So the whole division is tough, right? McVay is still McVay.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot will be tied into if that Akers kid can get going for the running game.
Yeah.
The receivers are solid. Shout out Cooper Kupp.
But is
Easter,
Goff,
but,
hey, Kupp's a stud, but is Goff really the guy? Goff is good, but is he
Goff,
really the guy? He
Goff,
struggled last year, man.
Goff sucks, bro.
Goff, to me.
This motherfucker can't. They have to have the microphones to do a countdown and give him the play.
I think that might be more McVay than Goff, though,
Yeah.
too.
McVay's
like control hungry, right?
Yeah,
This guy's getting paid big fucking bucks.
I think defense is kind of caught up to McVay a little bit.
Right.
And they're going to have to adjust, which he's shown he can. But Goff, maybe, like I said, he got that huge payday. They went to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they have playoff experience. So I think maybe he was enjoying the LA life a little bit. And if he can get his head on straight and focus on football and not Hollywood.
You're
right,
right, bro.
Kardashian ass around him all the time.
But you know what, dude?
Right.
You know what probably hurt them a ton, too?
What's that?
Gurley. Gurley is not healthy.
Gurley was not
is
healthy,
a stud,
dude.
and when he's at
It's play action.
when
play action.
he's healthy, dude, they're a different beast. You can see as soon as
because he was an every down back, bro. He
Yeah.
could catch. He was 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. So it was just like, is he gonna catch the ball? Is he gonna run the ball? And after he got hurt, you could just see their whole everything just fade away.
Yeah, and I think that's why they grabbed Akers to see if he's going to be that guy, right? And if he's not, again, I think Fournette's just a jewel just sitting there.
Somebody's gonna probably pick him up high.
I
You're
think
big on this
somebody.
Fournette, aren't you, bro?
I'm big on Fournette. I'm big on Fournette because
I think he's a stud.
last year, I mean, he had a great season. He just scored a lot of touchdowns. It was Jaguars, and Gardner Minshew's going to be. He flashed. He's going to be okay. They just don't have a lot of talent around that. You got to remember that they went to the AFC title game a couple years back.
They were supposed
And lost it, and we're winning
They should've
against
won.
the Patriots, right? And then they just almost dismantled that team,
Right.
which is
Well,
pretty
your
bad.
quarterback at the time.
So I don't forget, dude. So I was at that game when Seattle played against Arizona. The fucking backup came in, bro, and exposed the fucking defense. Just the crossing routes they were running against our linebackers. It was embarrassing, bro, and they couldn't keep up, man. I'm like, you know
That's
what?
because we don't have the secondary like we used to have, and we don't get pressure. You've got to have one of the other. Hopefully both, but you got to have one of the other. If you're not getting no pressure, you're going to eat them.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are a couple years away. I think that they're a good team. They're a flashy team right now, but in the trenches is where you win the ball games. And I think that we showed that if you're not tough in the trenches, you're going to get dominated.
Yep, I agree.
And I think that Seattle,
I disagree with both you motherfuckers.
I think Seattle
We'll see when
and
that day
49ers are a little tougher in the trenches.
I think
that's why.
that Seattle 49 rivalry, those are fun games to watch, too.
I'm just trying to tell you, man. We had a kid. This kid, fucking rookie of the year. Right? Rookie of the year. I love having these. Man, we haven't got to do this for a while, man. The debates.
Who are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about fucking the kid, Arizona kid. You got rookie of the year.
Yeah, he's good, dude.
Yeah, you got rookie of the year, bro. He's got Drake now.
Sophomore slumps. You got to watch out for him.
He's got one of the best receivers in the game with a leader, which is Larry Fitzgerald. But he has, I'm trying to tell you, Drake ain't on slaps, bro. That offense is high power.
Drake?
Running back Drake, from Miami, bro. He shredded Seattle, bro. And I think he almost had fucking 200 yards against this dude.
Yeah,
and with that passing game, bro, I'm trying to tell you, the Niners, these motherfuckers ain't gonna ready for this. What the fuck's the kid's name?
They got
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray
Kyler
2.0
Murray.
coming, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm a diehard Seahawks fan, but if we don't get a pass rusher, we're done.
You know, and we've got it. I don't know why we're not pulling the trigger on Clowney. See, I don't know why they're not.
I'm not sure because I thought there was a couple games that he took over
Then
last
that
year.
49er game
The
last
49er
year?
game.
Primetime games,
I
he
think,
took over, bro.
and I think that division being so tight where you could win a game, you have a guy on your team that could actually help you win the game.
Yeah.
Would be worth the contract.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure I haven't looked too much in that
But
contract.
the crazy thing is in that one, you guys picked Arizona last, and I picked them first.
Arizona is either going to be last or second to last. I think the Rams, like we just talked about.
I agree.
But I think they're all going to be solid. So it's not like there's going to be, one of the worst teams in the NFL in that
I guess the
division.
reason why I gave the edge to these guys is because this air raider offense is dominating the league now. That mindset, the air raider offense is just so hard to.
Well, I agree, but I think
cold weather is kind of when we'll
Yeah.
see how they do. But you're in Arizona if you can get a number 1 seed or somewhere like that, so you're playing in the heat.
Arizona and it's indoors. But I think that Seattle's gonna open it up this year. I think they're gonna open up. They have to. They're here. Russell Wilson is proven to be the guy.
From a fantasy purpose, I hope so. I got Metcalf, so
I'll be all right.
Bro, I'm just telling you, dude. I think he's taking enough shit. I think that Russell, and I also think part of the reason Russell signed that big money deal. Hey, give him some more of that role, dude.
Well, him and Metcalf have been working out.
Yeah,
and I love to see that.
AB's been fucking with him too. AB's
so
been
that was some of the rumor of him coming. But I think the fans, I think that came from the fans as far as like, hey, why are we waiting until late in the game to let Russell do his magic?
Yeah,
why not start off that way?
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think that if they make that transition from a philosophy standpoint, I can see them taking that division. Yeah. Right. But will they do it? I just don't know if they'll do it.
They haven't proven they do it yet. So
that's why I give the edge to the Niners this year.
And Kittle's is a stud. He eats us up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be back and forth between those two teams. It's going to come down to their two matchups.
Yep.
To who wins that division.
Yep.
But you're right. The Rams and the Cardinals they're going to also have some say because I think they're going to cause some losses to the other two, which could sway the division. But I don't think that those other two teams can win that division with those. I think it's Hawks. I think it's Niners again. I think it's renewed. I think that the Niners have the edge winning the division. However, in the playoffs, I'd probably give the edge to Russell. I think Russell just finds ways.
He does. Crazy. And the crazy thing about Russell, man, he gets no MVP love. I think still a very underrated.
If you took him off that team, what's your record?
Oh, bro, we're not even 500.
Right. So, this
is true.
This is true. You can have all the receivers you want, but he plays that, like we talked about Watson and even Kyler somewhat, that kind of backyard football.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to defend.
Yep.
Right? When a play breaks down and he can read everything because he's done it his whole life. What is he, 6 foot, I think?
Not even.
Right? And he talked about his dad.
He's 5'2".
Making these dummies really tall so that he had to kind of maneuver around and look past. So he's done it his whole life. And I think if they let him do that, a lot of rollout stuff like that, it's so tough to defend.
Hey, story about Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson, wherever they lived at, I guess him and the Longs, like the Long, Howie Long, and he was friends with these guys, and I guess they played baseball together. I guess Russell Wilson as a kid, I guess he had a gun, dude. So he would spend the night over at their house, and they had this chimney that go up, and so he would put Russell Wilson about 40, 50 yards, and he would invite his football buddies over and be like, hey, you got to come over and check this kid out. And then they would come over the professional football players would come out and watch this kid chuck a football at this chimney without even fucking missing it, hard. Wow. Have you heard that story?
No, but I remember watching. I remember going and watching Seahawks play and watching Russell Wilson warm up, and I remember just thinking like, "Holy shit!" Him just warming up and how fast he threw the ball, it was unreal. And I'm sure a lot of NFL quarterbacks are all the same, right? But I remember just watching he just slinging that thing.
Hey, do you think it's the baseball guy? Because baseball, these motherfuckers, like Drew Brees did after he got fucked up, he got baseball training. His whole, because he was done, remember that?
Yeah.
And he just came back. All these, this Patrick Mahomes motherfucker, bro,
yeah,
baseball
you're right.
guy,
John Elway.
Yeah.
John Elway was drafted.
Yeah.
Right, just like Russell. Russell was drafted. So there is some to it, but I think with Russell, it's more the intellect. I think
it is.
I think him. We talked about this on the way over. Also, when he was at Wisconsin, went to a bowl game, right, and he went onto a PlayStation to try and learn the stadium they were playing, so he knew where the clock was, right, and he knew where everything was. And he actually said that on his interview, and it impressed the Seahawks so much. And also, the Chiefs wanted him in the third round as well. So Andy Reid called the Hawks and congratulated them when they drafted him right before the Chiefs did. So you want to talk about some things that could have happened?
Yeah,
that's true, bro.
It's kind of crazy.
So man, we went through everything like that. That's cool. So what do you think about those guys that beat up Dak?
We're one. Wait,
Dak got beat up?
Oh yeah, concert. Yeah,
we're 75 minutes in. so you know.
Okay.
Got about a good 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
10, 15 minutes.
So what's it? What are you talking about? Dak
got his ass kicked, bro. He got jumped out in the parking lot. You didn't see that?
Like 3-4 guys.
It
When
beat
was
the
this?
shit out of him.
This is
before he got
college.
drafted.
So right after his mom,
okay,
right
I
after his
remember
mom
So the
died.
more motherfuckers is going around talking shit. I beat that motherfucker's ass. You know, it's those guys out there saying that, right?
Yeah, but you can look in that $30 million in the
Like,
bank. And
$30 million. I beat a rich motherfucker's ass down. Bitch.
everybody already talks about we take an ass whooping from Mike Tyson for $1 million.
Yeah, that's true. So,
You
hey,
know,
so
so
here's
it's all
another
good.
thing. Hey, Derek, here's the question to you, dude. So, if Russell Wilson and Future got in the fucking brawl, who would win that shit?
Russell Wilson would, dude.
You think so?
Hell yeah, he would, dude.
Just because he's strong, I mean, you know how to fight. Bro.
I think he's just a solid, strong dude. He's slamming that dude, man.
He's working out
He's
every
slamming
time.
that dude,
I
man.
don't know. I'm just
Hey,
asking a
Eddie's
question.
got stamina. He's got cardio. Come on.
Hey, I'm just trying to make it. I'm not saying that Future gonna get. I'm not going against it. I think Russ will get him too. I was like, you can act like I was. It was like your son getting ready to go to a match.
So we
Mascot.
probably didn't get to a Super Bowl winner though.
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's get
We
there.
probably
man,
gotta
'cause
get them
we're
predictions.
We're winding down a little bit, so let's get there, man.
Let's
Super
get
Bowl.
let's do title games, and then we'll go Super Bowl.
There you go. Run the show, pimp. What
Who
you
you got?
think, man?
No, let's start with you. Let's start with you.
Start with Derek.
Let's start
Oh,
with
sorry,
Derek.
me, sorry. You're the
right.
professional, right?
Start with me in the title games.
Yeah.
Man, title games. I think we're gonna get the match that we should have saw last year on the AFC side. I think it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Ravens. I think those two are gonna lock horns, and it's gonna be a really entertaining bout. I'm gonna call it a bout because
That'd be fun.
we should have got it last year, but like I said, shout out to Titans. They spoiled it, man. They shocked everybody. So I think the Ravens and the Chiefs will be in the title game. NFC, like we talked about, NFC's tough. NFC, man, there's so many outcomes that could happen. But man, I'm gonna say Tampa gets through. I'm gonna say Tampa after a slower start. Once Brady starts figuring it out, it's hard to go against him in the playoffs. I think he figures and finds ways, and by that time, he's used to those weapons. I think defense is playing at elite level by then. I think they're gonna be tough. It'll be a tough out for anybody, and so I think they get there. And I think they face the Seahawks. I think they face the Seahawks.
Like that.
Tampa Seahawks.
Yeah, boy.
I think we see a rematch. Russell and Brady. And I'll get to Super Bowl after you guys talk about your championships.
All right, go. All right, so go ahead, Derek.
That's funny. I got almost the same thing. I do have the KC and Baltimore. It's gonna be amazing to watch. I think that's for sure, right? I just think it's, and honestly, with that game there, I think it's a toss up too. I give a slight edge to KC just because they're so high powered, but Baltimore's so physical, man, dude. I think they're right there in the mix, man. And then in the NFC, I do have Seattle, but I have Seattle and the Saints. I have the Saints.
Which could happen.
Yeah, I just I never count out Brady. I think he's the GOAT. Used to hate him, but now you just respect what he does.
Right.
I just feel like the Saints after the last 2 years, I feel like it's their year. Like karma's gonna come back and they're gonna get a favor.
And you're right. People forget about what Breeze. Breeze said what he said.
Yeah.
And got a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
And sometimes team will rally together.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah.
And so I could see that. Like I said, Tampa and Saints, man, that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see that 3 times.
And I just think you got Drew Brees, who's, just as good as Tom Brady in a sense, stats wise, not except Super Bowls, but I think you have the best receiver in the game probably in Mike Thomas or right there, and a better running game. And so man, that's who I got. I got Seattle there, and
the Saints.
Yep.
All right, I'm just way out there, my dude.
Yeah, dude, you picking the freaking Cardinals and the Browns or something?
I do like the Browns.
Hey.
I think the Browns need to come up finally.
Hey,
the Browns-
on paper, they're as good as anybody.
They are.
The Browns.
Do they still have Kareem Hunt?
Yeah.
Brown? That's good. I
He's
like him a lot.
trade bait, bro.
Yeah.
So just imagine what they're gonna get.
Yeah,
with
we
him.
talked about Fournette, but you're right. Hunt. Now,
I hope,
Hunt going to Seattle would
that'd be
Now,
nice.
Hunt going to Seattle. Seattle be the team, bro. They need to do that.
That'd be tough.
I think that I'm an OBJ fan, dude, and I just hope we don't waste this guy's years, man. Like this guy's a generational talent receiver,
Right.
And
Yeah, I agree.
He's got to have a great year, or they got to get rid of him to go somewhere where he can
Yeah.
All right. So I got the same as Roy. I got the Baltimore and I got KC. That right there. Unless their if their quarterbacks get hurt, it's a whole different ballgame.
Honestly, that could be pay-per-view, and I would watch. I'd pay for it. I'd actually pay to see that. I think it's going to be
But,
to go to the Super Bowl would be awesome.
So that's what I got at AFC. Now the NFC is a little different because I don't want to, I really don't. I think the Cowboys are going to I think the Cowboys are going to get there, and I think the 49ers are going to get there.
Cowboys, Niners.
Yeah, I see Cowboys, Niners. I mean, I mean, just because of the Seahawks, like I said, man, if our offensive line isn't there, and our running backs are wore out when they get there, So it's like we're too reliant. Greg Olson's gonna have a killer year, but on top of that, it's just kind of like we're relying too much on our offensive line. Our defense is gonna be solid, but I say that the Cowboys for sure. And I mean, that's just the way I see it, man.
The Niners, huh?
The Niners. I said the Niners go back because of their coaching. And their defense is going to be – they can get to the quarterback. That I think they haven't lost much. They still have Ford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I give it to the –
So let's get to – all right, so you guys, so let's go real quick, man. We're winding down. Let's finish off, man. That's what we got Super Bowl picks, man.
Super Bowl. So you want to who's going to make it and who's going to win?
Yeah, let's do it. Might as well.
Oh, man. So you got boy, that's gonna be tough. Believe it or not, it's so hard to pick against the Chiefs. It's so hard to pick against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to just go 0 to 60
yeah.
and go. I think the Chiefs pull it off, but I think it's closer than people think with the Ravens. I think it's a great match. But I gotta go with the Chiefs. I gotta go with them getting through.
I agree.
NFC. Oh man, it's tough. I'd probably give the edge to Tampa. I think Tampa gets through. I think Brady's got it all figured out by then. I think they have a running game by then, and I think that we see Tampa versus the Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs repeat.
Yep. I can see that.
So that's what I got.
I got KC, definitely. And I don't know, man. I'm just a fan, right? I got Seattle and KC. Dude, I got Seattle and KC. Yeah. And, I'm just going to pick Seattle because I'm a fan.
I hope you're right, bro.
Hey, but I'm telling you right now, no, I'm not holding my breath, man, because KC, I picked them there just because I believe in Russell Wilson, I believe in Pete Carroll, I believe in the system. KC is just a powerhouse, dude. They're going to be a dynasty. I picked Seattle just because I'm a fan. I believe Russell Wilson will find a way to win. I feel like Seattle's they're just gamers, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pete Carroll's put a great system in place for their gamers, man.
Snyder, shout out to Snyder, man.
Yeah,
that's big.
And like I said,
that's what I got, and maybe it's a little more biased because I'm a Seattle guy,
because I'm the same guy too. But I guess so those are your picks, right?
Yep, Seattle, KC, Seattle winning.
So
Seattle winning.
So my whole deal is
stretch, maybe.
I go with the repeat of last year's Super Bowl. I go with KC and 49ers go at it again.
That'd be good to see.
They're going to go at it again. And Schottenheimer, he may get close, but he's going to tank every time. So I say KC does it again. It's like this year didn't even exist with this Corona shit.
I think that it's good, man. I think that KC is going to fly. Like they're gonna fly. Like whoever they play, they're taking the next step.
But the reason why I step back on the Seahawks is because the Seahawks win probably about at least 3 games because of their fans.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So there's no fans. So it's one of those things as to where it's kind of like.
But is it the fans or is it Russell?
Man, those guys be jumping off sides left and right.
Right,
bro.
but I'm saying we win a lot of games by what? By how many? They say less than 7 points. How many?
It's Russ. It's Russ. Yeah.
Russell Wilson, man.
Russell Wilson, man. He's my dude, man. But I
don't see the Niners again. I know the Niners gonna. The only thing is, since the Super Bowl era, only 8 teams have gone back.
That's true.
3 of them were the Bills. So it's tough to get back.
Yeah.
And that not that they're not a good team, they're solid, but I just think it's really, really tough to get back unless you are a dynasty, which, like you said, the Chiefs, we could probably be seeing the beginnings of a dynasty.
Yeah, and that's true because that Super Bowl hangover, man. Man, dude, it's weird because you can have the right guys in place, but you just for some reason you think you don't have to work as hard as you did, or maybe in your head you think it was easier, so you relax a little. Man, I think it might be a little struggle for. But they're solid. Though. You're right. They're stacked.
But since they're not drug testing for marijuana, dude, it might be some teams we don't even expect. The brothers be like, I've been wanting to smoke. Life is great now. I'm a great football. You never know. Fucking, there's that fucking Josh Gordon guy that's, who's high on
dude. Bring Josh back, man. He's a stud, dude.
Yeah.
Poor guy, dude. He would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer if he stayed out the dope, man.
Dope.
Yeah.
But hey, now it's good though. So hey, come on back.
You should start that shit a long time. Hey, that's our episode. With my boy Roy, my boy D, the DNA Show, and it was a good night. And we'll get back with you guys. Deuces.
Peace. Thank you all. Make sure you guys comment on our YouTube, and we'll send them shirts out to 10 subscribers. Peace.